Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I got another deck profile for you guys today. It's my Endymion Pendulum deck. I went back and made quite a lot of changes, especially on the extra deck. So I kind of rebuilt it entirely to where I really wanted to play it this entire time. And honestly, I found the most consistent way to play it now. It runs a bit of the guard dragon package, just because, you can bring out like a free dragon and just pretty much just go from there. But anyway, I thought I'd go and share what I got this time around, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this. Alright, so starting off with the main deck, going to be playing 3 copies of Servant of Endymion. This is the best card in the entire deck. It's your main starter. Get 3 spell counters on her, remove them, and you can special summon her from your Pendulum Zone and one Pendulum monster with 1,000 or more attack points, as long as you can play a spell counter on it, and summon that monster as well. So it's a good way to get your Endymion boss monster or any one of your mythical beast monsters. Speaking of which, we got Endymion the Mighty Master of Magic. He's your spell and trap negation, as long as you bounce back a card with a spell counter on it back to your hand. And also, you can special summon this card from your Pendulum Zone by removing 6 spell counters. Count however many cards you currently control with spell counters on them, and pop that many number of cards on the field. So it's a good way to basically clear your opponent's board. Also, he gets to replace those spell counters on himself, and as long as he has a spell counter, he cannot be targeted. So really busted. Moving on. 3 Mythical Beast Master Cerberus, it's basically your main searcher. As long as you control no monster in no other card in your Pendulum scale except this one, you can pop itself, search out Jackal King or Garuda, speaking of which, we got Jackal King. So all the Mythical Beast monsters have the same Pendulum effect. You can't control any other cards in your Pendulum zone except these. But Jackal King lets you special summon 1 Mythical Beast from your extra deck onto the field. So good way to extend, and also Jackal King is your main monster negation, so really strong. Next we got Garuda, which basically is your MST of the deck. It's a good way to get around floodgates, because floodgates can devastate you. But it also acts as a Neospace Grand Mole in some way. Remove 3 spell counters, bounce back, special summon this card from your hand, and then bounce back one of your opponent's monsters back to the hand. So really great. Alright, so moving on to the Pen Magician package. Playing 3 Chronograph. If it's in your Pendulum Zone, you can pop itself to special summon Time Gazer Magician or place it in the Pendulum Zone. Depending on what your situation is, they're both really good effects. And if any of one of your cards is destroyed, you can special summon this card from your hand along with one other monster. So, really good. Speaking of which, Time Gazer Magician. 3 Harmonizing Magician. It's your main tuner of the deck. This card is Pendulum Summoning from hand, except you can't special summon from the extra deck, unfortunately. You can special summon 1 other Pendulum Magician, but its effects will be negated and you have to banish it when it leaves the field, but that's never a problem. As long as you get something going, you can go into a Borreload Savage Dragon fairly easily with this card. Next, 2 Purple Poison. I felt like this one was just better than Dragon Pulse, so I was only running 1, and I finally got my hands on a second one. So definitely want to run 2 Purple Poison, because if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target 1 face-up card on the field and destroy it. Next up, 1 Black Fang Magician. A good thing about this card is that it can literally bring back Endymion from your graveyard if you use him for like Xyz material or something, or if he was discarded. So definitely a great card. But yeah, I figured these were the best ones. All right, now moving on to the Supreme King package. Playing 3 Darkworm. It also helps you get into your Hieratic Seal as well as your Guard Dragon plays. 1 Gate 0. Just because it's a level 7, and also because its scale is 0, so why not? Now, unfortunately, I don't have a Morphage Sloth. I was thinking about running a Morphage Goliath, but then I really have no way to Pendulum summon it out since it's level 8. So instead, I decided to go with something almost as good as Sloth, but doesn't have that same lockdown effect, but it's still pretty good. I'm playing Aether, the Evil Empowering Dragon. It's a level 6 monster, can easily be Pendulum summoned. When this card is normal or special summon, you can target 1 monster on the field and banish it. So, I figured, as I mentioned in my previous videos, banishment really hurts this format, so I felt like Aether was just as good. So, yeah. And then last for our monsters is Destrudo. Everyone already knows what this guy does. Alright, next, going into spells already. Playing 3 Spell Power Mastery. It's your Rhoda, who doesn't want to play Rhoda at 3. Plus, this also grants spell counters. My bad. Two desires. I often go back to 2 and 3. It's just I'm just kind of working with ratios, and honestly, I felt like this was the best ratio. Two Duelist Alliance. Searches any card that has Pendulum in the name, which, speaking of which, 2 Pendulum Call. Discard 1 card to add 2 Magician Monsters, or Pendulum Magician Monsters with different names, and Magician Monsters in your Pendulum zones cannot be destroyed this turn. So, really good effect. It's a +1, and also, if you happen to discard your Destroyer or your Dark Worm in case you open up with them, that's a free bonus. You can use their effects whenever you want to. Next, 1 Pendulum Paradox. Now, the reason for this card is that this deck is well known for blowing away its hand. Like, it's really easy to lose card advantage because you fill such a big board, use your hand a lot. Pendulum Paradox is just a good way to keep that hand advantage, as well as being able to wise up on what to use against, well, what to recycle with Electromite's effect. So, like, it just kind of like, instead of having like such a limited option, you can basically open up more options for those kind of cards. So, like, that way you know what you want to add back and what you want to use for Electromite's effect. Next, 1 Dragon Triad. I think 1's just fine, and 1 Foolish Burial, and then lastly 1 Upstart Goblin. So that's 40 cards, 39 technically with the Upstart Goblin, because it's just basically shortens your deck by 1 card. But yeah, 40 cards in the main. Moving on to the extra deck, playing 1 Electromite. Everyone already knows what he does. Zephyr Metaltron. For the Guard Dragon package, playing the Hieratic Seal. You got a lot of dragon monsters in this deck, so not hard to bring out. Guard Dragon Agripane. This basically just brings out anything from your extra deck as long as it's Dragon type. And just keep in mind with the Guard Dragons, you're kind of tracked into only special summoning Dragon type monsters. So, like, the way I always do is like bring out Heavy Metal Foes Electromite, summon out Guard Dragon LP, which is the next card here, and then link away one of your dragon monsters with Electromite and go into our next card here. Triple Burst Dragon. And Guard Dragon LP summons any dragon from your deck, so definitely a great card. So, like, the order is that summon Electromite first. If you have Dark Worm already out, go into LP. And then if you have one other monster available to you, use Electromite and that whatever monster and to go into Triple Burst. That way you can go into Agripane afterwards. For the last of our links, we got Crusader Avermax. I already know this is my favorite link for. 1 Borlo Dragon. And then for Synchros, I'm playing F.A. Dawn Dragster for more negation. Cyber's Quantum Dragon, one of my favorite Synchros as well. 1 Borlo Savage Dragon, negates anything. And Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. It's a Guard Dragon target. I was thinking of either this or Crystal Wing, but since I already have a card that is like Crystal Wing, being Borlo Savage Dragon and Mech Knight Crusader Avermax, I figured those 2 would just be fine. And plus, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend is just a really cool monster overall. For the only Xyz I'm playing are Norito. It's a level 6 monster, and you got plenty of levels, or rank 6 monster, I'm sorry, and you got plenty of level 6s. Negates any spells and traps. 1 Absolute Dragon. Sometimes I like to bring this out with my Guard Dragon package and go into Hieratic Seal last. That way I can bring out Vortex Dragon afterwards. So just kind of like a free extender piece, basically. And that's pretty much it for the extra deck. Alright, moving on to the side deck. The deck tends to have problems against back row heavy decks, so figured I'd go with Denko Sekka. It's my favorite card going to time right now, so Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. Cosmic Cyclone. This deck, well, Pendulums and Challenges have a bad matchup against Draco, so Cosmic Cyclone works better against the Draco players. And also against the Mirror Match. And another card for the Mirror Match, Wavering Eyes. And then lastly, Red Reboot. And that's pretty standard. Well, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. And hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you guys again next time.